this is your humble host. I know I said I would start making videos soon. This is what I didn't particularly mean. Anyway, today's video is going to be a little bit different. It's not going to be a rant or anything like that. It's going to cover kind of a heavy topic and kind of a hard one. It's going to be the loss of a loved one. Today, as of April 13th of 2015, is the third anniversary of my older sister's death. These past 3 years, a lot of things have changed. A lot of things are different prior to when she died back in April of 2012. I really don't know what or how to put into words exactly my feelings, because it just, in a way, I really lost sight of who she was, and I really didn't know her anymore after a certain point of time. And then again, I knew her very well. I knew how she behaved. I knew how she felt about certain things, and I guess what's really hard is what she would think about what's going on now. And I'm not going to give away other people's business. That's not my place, nor is it my right. But what she would say, if she would hear, would things be different. And I'm not saying everything's been bad since she passed away. I mean, I've gotten married within the past 3 years. I'm on the other side of the states, so that's different. I've gotten a lot stronger, both emotionally and physically, and I'd like to think spiritually too. But there's also been a lot of difficulty these past 3 years, and a lot of new stuff that has come up, and I don't know if things would be different if she was here, or if she would be able to prevent them, or I really don't know. All I can really say is that it really is hard to lose someone, and I just like going through her stuff. I remember going through her stuff a few days after we learned that she died, and it was just something that I really did not want to do. Sorry. I guess you could say it's like looking at the remnants of who she was and possibly what she did. Granted, it was clothes and a few items here and there, but still, I mean, you wear clothes places and you get stains and things like that, and granted, you couldn't really tell where she had been unless you knew, but still, it was just hard. I got one of her favorite shirts, and I think one of her favorite jackets. I remember how we all found out, how I particularly found out. I was sitting on the arm of the couch in my parents' living room when I was still living with my parents. Not really doing anything particular, just hanging around, kind of bored. And all of a sudden, my dad gets a phone call. I don't know who it was from at that time, or I didn't at that time, and I didn't know what was going on. I just heard 2 words come out of his mouth, and that was "what" and "shot." Something clicked, and I ran upstairs, and I checked her Facebook, and all I saw on our Facebook page was R.I.P. Rest in peace. I thought at first it was a joke until I scrolled down further and I realized it wasn't. I broke down crying and I sent a text to my parents telling them that I already knew what was going on, and I went downstairs. They came back inside and told me to go get my brother from his room, and I just remember all the confusion that there was, and my two other sisters had to be told, and one was pregnant at the time when it happened, and there was just a lot of anger, a lot of hurt and confusion, and once again, I'm not going to give details of other people's business because that's not my place or right to do so, but I couldn't really comprehend, and in a way, I guess I understood, but at the same time, I really wish that it was a joke. It's been hard these past 3 years for me. I mean, good and hard at the same time. But there's been a lot of stuff that has come up, and it necessarily hasn't made things any easier. It's, I guess, in a way, given emphasis to what's really been going on. I remember the funeral. I remember my family and everyone that knew her was there, well, just about everyone, and I remember how the casket, I remember how the casket was open. It was hard to see her like that. She wasn't like that. She was lively and she got herself into a lot of trouble, but when she was in a good mood and things were alright, she was fun to be around. Sorry. Like I said, I remember the casket being open and seeing her there, and we kind of made a joke of how her makeup hadn't been done right and how she would be pissed. They kept it open for a while so everybody could see. I remember my siblings crying, my mother, and it was hard to watch, and I saw my dad bent over her, coughing, crying. That wasn't easy to watch either. Sorry. even after 3 years, it's still hard. This video's already spending in 10 minutes. I'm sorry. But it's helping. It's helping to talk about it. I remember when it came time to close the actual coffin lid, little door, whatever you call that thing. In a way, I felt like it was part of my responsibility to help. It's a little hard to explain why over a public video, but I mean, those who know my family and know me can understand why that is. I knew that I didn't want to close it. I didn't want to see her go. I still don't have all the facts as to how and why she died. I have a pretty good idea, but I don't know everything. It's probably never meant for me to know, and I guess that's alright. It's been a good but hard 3 years, and I know it's only gonna get better from here. I wish she was still around, and for anyone who's either lost someone over the past week or even the past few years, it is hard. It's difficult. You don't understand. You get things that remind you of them, songs, items, things that they like, things that they introduced you to that you held on to. Promises that they made. You know, I can't explain why everything happens, and coming from a Christian background, I know God was there that day, and honestly, I never became angry with God as to why she passed. Part of me knew what she was struggling with, or at least a small part of what she was struggling with, and how much of an impact it had on her, and I wish things were a bit different. I wish that she was there when I went to trade school. She would have been nearby. It would have made going there a little bit easier. Even though I made good friends there, but it would have been nice to have her close by. I was, for the first time in my life, so far away from my family, and that made it difficult. But I do want to encourage those that have lost someone. You know, it is difficult, and you may have issues within your own family, or it could have even been a friend, or I don't know who you lost. I really don't, and I feel for you. I've been there, and it really, really sucks. What I really want to encourage you is just hold on to the people that you do have, and maybe that is hard to do. Maybe you're not at a point to where the people that you do care for, that you're not able to have a relationship with them, or you're not able to bond with them like you want to. my best advice is just to hold on to who you can. And I mean, I'm not gonna preach what I don't do, but I mean, because I'm not, to be honest, I'm not very good at being there for other people. I mean, I'm really not. But if you're able to do so, and even not, I mean, just do your best. And coming once again from a Christian perspective, and I don't have all the answers. I don't know why God allows certain things and doesn't allow others when it comes to loss of loved ones. I can't say why he didn't intervene and stop what was going on that caused her to pass on. I can't say any of that. All I just know is what she was possibly dealing with at the time, and she made her decision, and unfortunately it was her last. But I'm not angry with God. I'm not aggressive towards him or anything like that. I just, if her heart had been in a different place than what it was, I don't think what had happened would have happened. I really don't. Death of a loved one is hard. It's not the end. It's not the end of the world when it happens, but it still sucks because it feels like a piece of your heart is sealed off. You can't access it anymore because they're no longer there. I honestly don't know what to say. I really don't. I miss her. I miss what she had left behind. In a way, I miss how things used to be and everything about it. But I do miss the fact that she was still around. You know, one of the things that she told me when she was living in the same state as me is that she had regretted what she had done to our family, and that she wished she hadn't done it. And she didn't want me to repeat what she had done. She wanted me to hold them close, and I know that when I got my first boyfriend, and that didn't quite work out so well. She was not happy with what transpired, and she so much didn't want me to repeat what she had done and what had already taken place, and I don't know if I've done better than what she has or anything like that. Her road was far different from mine, so I can't compare the two, and I'm not going to. I just remember that when things were okay with her, when she wasn't having issues, that she had, it was, I don't know what to call it, it was like some sort of light she had, and she was pleasant to be around. She was wonderful to be around when she was just being her and not into trouble. It has been hard, and I had a friend who gave me something to help me grieve because I had to go to trade school a few months after she died. But anyway, I don't know if the point of this video has been lost or not. When you lose someone, it's never easy. It's not always understandable as to why it happened or what could have been done to prevent it. But it does make you think, and it does make you wonder, and with what's going on now at this current moment, I just hope that the memory awakens things in certain people, and I guess I'm gonna be blunt here, and it's not easy to lose a family member. It really isn't. And to take that a step further, to, I guess you could say in a way, make things worse, or just let things fall apart completely, it doesn't help. For me, I'm gonna remember what things were like, both the good and the bad, and hope that and pray that someday, in a way, that they go back to how they were. Not with all the problems or struggles, but how things were when things were okay. That's what I'm going to pray for. And for those of you who are struggling with your own family and friends, I mean, I suggest you do the same. It's not easy, and I know not everybody believes in God or whatnot, but for those people that you can hang on to and that you can really hold on to and look, I guess you could say, look after, or are able to be around them, then do so. And even those that you pushed away for whatever reason, try to find some way to make amends. And I'm sorry, this this video has gone on really long, but it's helped, and I hope it helps someone else too. Everyone's story of loss is different. I think I've rambled on enough, but hopefully you guys get the gist of what I am saying here, and yeah, I'm gonna sign off. I'm a bit tired. I'm saying I'm a lot, but you guys have a good night, and I am sorry for those of you who have lost someone. I feel your pain, and I really do understand. Just keep your chin up. It's not the end of the world, and life does go on, sometimes whether we want it to or not. There's more to life than what you see. And with that, I'm going to end it there. I will talk to you guys later, hopefully about a more cheery subject. Have a good night.